So how can you actually grow your Chama to make sure that it actually does more for you and also your fellow group members? Now, if you're not Kenyan, you might not understand the whole concept of a Chama, but basically, this is a group of people, it could be 10, for example, that decides to be contributing money after a period of time. It could be daily, it could be weekly, it could be monthly. Then every time that money is contributed, it's given to one of the members of that group. So, for example, if there are 10 members in that group, the first weekend will be given to member number one, all the way until the last member of the groups. And then after that, you start over again. That's a basic idea of Achama. It is basically what is known as stable banking. Now, you can use your Chama and grow it to actually be offering you things like loans. You can also be investing in maybe property. There's so many opportunities that you can grow as a Chama. And today I have 3 things that you should definitely make sure that you do if you're going to grow as a Chama. These are ideas that can also be implemented in other types of groups. They're not limited to Chamas. No, you can use them for family gatherings. You can also use them for groups that you have at your places of work. They're just meant to help you grow and work together better as a Chama, right? Now, the first idea is what you call a money market fund. Now, there are Chamas, for example, that invest in property, like I mentioned. Yeah, you could be buying land and even constructing property. The basic idea is that you have money lying around in your bank account, right? So instead of keeping this money in a bank account, and you will probably not use that money, maybe in during that period, it could be that you're saving long term in the next 2 years or 3 years. So instead of leaving it lying in a bank account, you can actually open a money market fund where you can actually save that money and it will be generating enough returns for you, what you call passive income. And by the time you're saying that you are ready to do your project, maybe 3 years later, you will have earned some very good interest on your savings. Yeah. So you should definitely think of a money market fund. And the other benefit of a money market fund is that you can really withdraw your money. The money is easily accessible. Yeah. So you can maybe withdraw it within a week. Yeah. And you have your money back. So in case of anything, your money is still accessible. So that is one of the things that you should definitely think of as a Chama. The second thing is a medical plan. Now, you realize that one of the biggest challenges if you're in a Chama is actually bringing people together. Yeah, to actually ensure that everybody is working together in harmony, in peace. And there are things that kind of make people drift away. For example, if one of your members is actually sick and you're making contributions, there might create room for friction, especially if someone is not contributing as much as the other. There might be some people who feel that some people are not doing enough, and this might really affect how a Chama is performing. But you can actually take up a medical insurance policy as a group. Yeah. So once you take up a medical insurance policy as a group, that means that if any of your members is actually sick, then you will rely on the medical insurance and you won't have to do contributions as members, right? So it will ensure that each one of you is actually safe and can access needed medical help when they get sick. Yeah. So one of the best advantages of all, one of the biggest advantages of having a medical insurance policy as a Chama is that they are affordable. If you take a medical insurance as an individual, it is more expensive than taking it up as a Chama. The rates are better since you're many. Yeah. The second thing is that one of the things that keep people from taking up medical insurance policies is that it is difficult to understand the jargon. Yeah. So if you decide to try and get a medical insurance policy for yourself, you will have to go through so many things. Yeah, I do insurance, and we go through a lot of discussions with clients when they're trying to get an appropriate medical insurance policy for themselves. They have to understand the terms and terminologies. But if you're in a Chama, you can select like two people to go and look at an appropriate medical insurance policy for yourselves, and then they will only come with the benefits that you are available in that medical insurance policy, and also the contributions that you need to contribute. So it will be very easy for you to understand, since already a lot of the complicated stuff has been handled. Yeah, so that is the second advantage of having a medical insurance policy. And the last one is the simple one that I mentioned earlier, that it will help reduce conflict in your Chama or in your group. Now, the third thing that you should definitely think of, and this is one of the things that is very affordable and that comes up a lot, and that is very useful, especially for Chamas and also other groups. This is what you call a last expense policy. Now, with a last expense policy, let's assume that you've lost one of your Chama members. Then you will definitely most likely have to make contributions as a Chama in order to help the family with some of the expenses that will be incurred when you're trying to give that person their last respect, right? So this includes your members, and this includes also your members' family. I know very well that many people actually contribute towards that. If you have a last expense policy, that will mean that instead of you guys having to contribute every time somebody loses a loved one, or every time you lose a member, instead, an insurance company will come and pay the family or the beneficiaries enough money that they can use to actually give them a decent send off. So these types of policies are also very affordable, especially when you're in a Chama. I've sold several to Chamas. They are available across the industry. You'll find them in banks, you'll find them from insurance companies. This is something that you should really think of, and that will really transform your Chama for the best. So in all of those three types of policies or ways to grow your Chama I've talked about, there's what you call money market fund. I did a video on the same, so you can find it on my channel. Try and look. There's a video on money market funds. You can understand them better and how they work. They're also available across the board. You will find them with insurance companies and also some other types of investment companies. But if you definitely need me to come and explain to members of your group, I'm definitely very available. You can let me know on the contact on your screen, and I'll make plans for that. You can also think of a medical insurance policy. I have done several videos on the same. You will find them in the channel. You can try and go through them to see how medical insurance policies work. And also when it comes to last expense policies, I've also done a video on the same. So try and discuss these types of policies with your Chama members, because I really do believe that this will really help to transform your Chama. These are some of the things that are, or you can say, urgently needed in order to transform and grow your Chama to the next level. Now, until next time, have a good one.